Today I'm going to be talking about 5 easy ways to test for foot drop. These tests are simple tests that clinicians use to determine if foot drop exists and if specialized tests need to be performed or ordered. Test number 1, the drag or slap test. This test has a viewer looking for the common symptoms of foot drop, a dragging foot or a foot that slaps the ground when someone is walking. To test this, have the subject walk approximately 10 to 15 feet looking for the foot to drag, or for the foot to slap the ground when they take a step. Repeat if necessary. Look for altered gait as well as balance deficits. Test number 2, the heel walk test. For this test, have the subject attempt to walk on their heels for approximately 10 to 15 feet. For safety purposes, have the subject hold onto a countertop or use an ambulation device like a cane for balance and stability. Look for the subject to have trouble initiating the test, or they will be unable to keep their affected foot in the air the entire time. Do not attempt the test if your subject's balance is poor. A variation is standing at a counter and trying to hold the toes off the ground standing on the heels. Look for that affected foot to not be able to come off the ground or to slowly go back to the ground. Test number 3, the manual muscle test. This test is called a manual muscle test or MMT. To perform this test, you need to sit in a chair with your affected legs stretched out in front of you. Start by trying to lift your toes and foot off the ground. If you can lift the foot off the ground, assist the foot through its full range of motion, bringing the toes up towards the shin. Try to hold it there, and if your subject can't, that is a positive sign for foot drop. If they are able to hold the foot in that position, apply pressure on the top of the foot, checking to see if the foot needs moderate or less pressure to break. This is a sign of weakness. Most of the time, this is performed with a clinician assisting you, but can be done alone. You may also find that using the handle of a cane can help you perform this test if you cannot reach your toes or have altered sitting balance. Test 4, step up and down test. This test requires good safety awareness and balance and should not be performed if the subject has poor balance or a high chance of falling. Have the subject stand in front of a set of steps, holding onto the railing for support. Then, have them slowly step up and down a few times. Then when they feel confident with this motion, increase the speed of stepping up and down and look for the foot to drag or for the person to have the inability to clear the first step with their toes. Test number 5, the jump test. This test also requires good safety awareness and balance and should not be performed if the subject has poor balance or a high chance of falling. While holding onto a counter for support, ask the subject to jump off the ground. Make sure to encourage getting all the way off the ground. This won't be possible if a person has foot drop. Here's a front view to show you what I mean. Thank you for joining me today and letting me teach you about 5 easy tests for foot drop. If you'd like more information on foot drop or our innovative foot drop solution, the SaeboStep, please visit us at www.saebo.com. any of our social media sites, or our YouTube page. And remember, with Saebo, there is no plateau in sight.